Right, people, 7 o'clock. Welcome to you all. Nice to see you.
Evening.
Let's get going. Right, first photo. When I was in the mob, I've been around the majority of the world, although we don't go to all the countries. But I've been in most of the seas. And this one here, well, one of the roughest seas I've been is Bay of Biscay, which is local, just off France and Spain. That was rough as hell. And the other roughest sea, another local one, is the Irish Sea.
Oh yeah, I've been on that.
That is evil when it blows up. So that one there, everything wild, a seascape in the sky, this incredible storm cloud formation that looks like an ocean in the sky. It was captured in whenever it was, Minnesota, USA. That is the full photo. So that is a photo somebody's took from their car, and that is the cloud formation.
Weird. Yeah, it looks like a sea there, mate, doesn't it?
Oh, driving down the road, you see that lot, you think, bloody no, what the hell's gonna come out of it? Weird.
Why would it work?
Right, these John Murphy put these on last week. I should have put them on. Right down to Bungalow. Just to show they're still spraying under his roof and his roof for his pots. And doing well there. Right, I saw this last week by accident. So if somebody messaged me wanting something, do it by email or just ask at the end of the Zoom. And Ben sent me this because he saw it. But obviously Cathal just pleased me with the delphinium seeds. If I hadn't seen this, I wouldn't have seen this message. All I get on my screen,
hello,
well, is the photos.
Hello.
Anybody see who's got the mic on?
We've got the TV on as well.
Steve Chambers.
Steve, get your daughter to sort it out. He's bloody sorted out. Like at the end when we've got all the us on, and somebody says I'm going, and I see that, but I never see anything like this. Let us know. Right, taking the hound to walk, and I saw this flower, which is now getting very close to pick some seed off the old one. This is a lovely bright orange, obviously. So I'm going to borrow some of them later on. And Steve Medicote put this on during the week. Nice and good little that is, right? Wilco saw these 175 each or something. So I thought I'll give them a go again.
Oh.
That's Steve Chambers still.
Yeah, he got the telly on.
Steve.
Hang on. Somebody sent him a message.
I've just sent him a message.
Yeah.
Cheers, Nigel. Right, this is a radio station. Big TV in the living room. It's the now 70s, but there's some Boston music on, obviously, if you're my age or whatever. But I can't get it on the little TV in the kitchen, which has peed me off. But some good music on there. Right, Tesco cobs. We don't get the littles now, we get these big ones. Boston, you only need one for the sarnie. And I got my old pickled onions out from last year. I exhibited them, brought them back out the show again. These are solid. Remember years ago when you used to do concrete, to varnish them, you used to cheat to make them hard.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Skins. That's how my pickled onions ended up. Right, I've got to do some more pickling up shallots. What I do now is look for new methods on the internet, exactly the same with the wines. Most of my wine recipes are old, but if you put just put the same one on the internet or whatever. Mine gets some new methods or easier, but it's similar to what I'm done most of the times with the shallots. Bay leaves get dried. We never use them in cooking or nothing. So sorting out my shallots. Obviously, no disease, nothing, nice and clean. Just weighing it out, but that was too much hassle. So basically, all I'm going to do is fill the jar with a couple over because I've got to get skin topped and tailed. So that's going to drop down. So instead of weighing out, if I'm doing one jar, that's all I'm going to do. Obviously, if I need 2 jars, then I'll do more that way. Right, boiling water. This is a method I ain't done before. This is boiling water about 20 seconds. Then you take them out and put them in cold water and dunk them in cold water. Then that way the skins come off easily. They peel off better. Top and tail them, as you can see. Then you salt them overnight underneath, cover them. That's what I've done. So they haven't been salted overnight. Then next day I've got my flaked chili corns, bay leaves, bit of sugar, off each sugar. These are going to be swirled. Obviously all the salt's got to come off. This is getting ready for the shows, our show. Bring to the boil all your droppings. Get rid of the sugar. You've got to dry these off each one. So I just pat them down underneath and on the top and roll them round. Right, them are nice and dry, jar ready, bung them in. Just don't throw them all in, try and fill the gaps in. So you can throw in a couple in all the time. Because if the judge sees any gaps, you'll be down pointed. Baffle the judge, impress them. There we are, filled in. Then I'm going to wedge the bay leaves down the side as well. Like that one we put down the side. Then I get my little stickers, labels, whatever out. This is what I use for me jam, well, everything, all my preserves. But a grease-proof paper. This stops, if you're using vinegar, it stops it sending this rusty on the top because the acid, the fumes off it. So we're putting that on greaseproof paper under the lid, like we've done there. That'll keep the lid nice and clean as well. Then I'm going to trim that paper, which we've done there. Have a look in me, what's it? And I got these 2 from last year. Somebody showed some jam with these on, so I bid for them. And I got me a new hat ready for next year, so that'll do for my pickled onions. Then you get bunged up in the garage with the wine till I do something else. Right, 30mm pickling shallot rings. I've got a spare ring if anybody wants one. Just shout up or message me.
I'll have it, Mick.
Okay, mate. Right, these coir discs, I've used one before, a block, but looking at these small ones. So get me jug, he fits in nicely. Put your waiter in, what it tells you. Hold it down for a couple of seconds and then it'll stay down itself. Right, starting to soak up. After about 4 minutes, 5 minutes, all that weight is nearly gone. Just leave it a bit longer until it has all gone.
A question, Mick.
Yes.
Because Coca-Cola's got no nutrients in it. It's just a medium.
Yeah.
It might pay when you do it to add some a little bit of nutrients into it if you're going to use it for planting plants.
Yeah. I just want to see what it looks like, what the breakdown is. You know, once it's eventually dried out.
I had a little bit of organic NPK into it. It just gives the plants a bit of a boost if you're growing in it.
Oh. So there he is there, but you can't see him that good. That's a close-up, although it is a bit blurred. Lots of fibres in it, obviously. But I'm going to dry it out. Then we'll see it better that road. And you're supposed to get a litre of compost from 1 cube, but the litre mark is just under the rim. So, that ain't working. Right, I need one of these trays. These are old ice cream tubs we used to have years ago. We don't have them anymore. But that was ideal because they was nice and tight, seal wise. You keep your fertilisers in. That was perfect. But I want one of these. I've just finished that one of seaweed meal. So, but basically, it's comfrey and the nettles. You can either bung it in a small drum. You can use water. If you do use water, I've used water down the plot because if you do use water, this is in nettles, comfrey, or both, and the smell after a couple of weeks. But if you're down the allotment, it don't matter. But now I'm on, I don't know smell, so don't use water. So I'll put a layer of comfrey, as you can see there, then nettles, and then comfrey and nettles until I've used a lot. I'm then going to do a cardboard lid, and that will put on. That is not tight, and I'm going to put a little weight on there just to close it down. And we'll have a look at that in a couple of weeks. But because there's no water involved, i.e. me putting water in, you get no smell whatsoever. Right, our first speaker tonight, Jeffrey from Ostend. Jeffrey, are you with us?
I am here, Mick.
He's a good lad. All yours, Jeffrey.
Yep. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Just to show you a little update, a short one, I promised, Mick. So this is the elephant garlic that came out. I'm very pleased with them, but 2 of them, or 3 of them, I think, haven't got any frost because I planted them very deep. About half a foot deep. So the water table was fine. They kept growing and were very nice. But it seems to have been not a frosty year last winter. So 1 or 2 of them, as you can see from the bottom one on the left and the bottom one on the right, they've stayed in one ball like a tennis ball. They haven't developed the individual growths. The rest have. And I'm going to try and plant all the little pips. And somebody suggested I crack them open before I plant them, and it should be 2 years before I get decent bulbs from them. So I'm going to try that, but with the garlic, I'm pleased. Yes, Mick. This is the big cabbage from Neil Hines. There's 3 of them. They're at that stage now. Well, a week ago was this stage. So if anybody knows anything about it, let me know, because it's the first time for me I've grown this. Is this good? Is this not good? Is this not good? I don't know. Yes, Mick?
He's on later on.
That's them again, but just through the net, the protective fishing net I put over. I haven't sprayed them, and I've got no caterpillars on them for the moment, so far as I can see. In the beginning, I did have a problem, and then Neil said it was slugs, so put lots and lots of pellets under there, and it seems to have been gone. Derek. These are the carrots, the long carrots. Well, I'm hoping they'll be long carrots. As Mick knows, I tried to sow the seeds of long carrots, and I couldn't get any. So I tried an old variety called Saint Valerie, and Mick said he tried them before years ago, and they did reasonably okay, so I'm trying them. I've never tried them before, so I'll see what they do. They're about, the tops are a bit bigger than a normal carrot now, but I don't know, haven't got a clue what the length is. And because they didn't all come up, I'm not like wanting to pull one up to see how long it is now. Normally, every few months I pull one to see what's going on, but I'm leaving these till the end. Okay, Mick. That's a giant beetroot I got from, I think it's from Rob, who sent me a whole packet of seeds He's kind of in a group that gets seeds from all over Europe for giant pumpkin, leeks, anything. And I got a whole packet of seeds for him. And this is one of his giant beetroot. It's still keeping going, but I've had to do a bit, let's call it surgery on them, because they were all in 15-liter buckets, and that one stopped growing, and I didn't know why. And when I looked, the moisture didn't stay in the bucket long enough, but it was fed every week with a compost tea, but the water just kept running through. So I said, right, I have a replant. So I gently took it out of the bucket, put it in one of these 30-liter tubs, put about halfway the tub under it is filled with pure horse muck, and then pop that on, and then around again, all filled up again with pure horse muck. And if I water it every day, it's okay. If I don't, it just flops over, but it's still growing, so I'm okay with that. I had to do the same with all the onions. There wasn't enough feed and enough moisture that was kept in the pots. So that's the first time I've done it. So looking for another system for next year. Yeah, Mick?
Good, Jeffrey.
See, that's the onions. They were in smaller pots. Now I fill them up into bigger pots with more soil, because every time I watered, the soil went down a bit and the root plate nearly got exposed. So I had to top dress it again. I've had to top dress it 4 times now. But what I find like hard for me to know why is if the ground keeps sinking and I keep top dressing, the onion level stays the same, but the ground sinks. So why doesn't the onion sink with it? That's what I don't get. Either it's the root structure that keeps it upright, that stays there, but then I thought the earth would rinse out from between the root ball, but the onion keeps the level it is, but the earth just goes away from under it. So I have to replenish it about a centimeter or 2 or 3 every week. But they're still keeping going. But as you can see, from some, you'll see there's kind of something happening to the leaves. But here in Ostend, on 17 allotments, all the onions, all the shallots, all gone, all dead. It starts with a kind of silver tip, and then they all just go, and they're all gone. I had to chuck all my onions, all my shallots, all went buying.
What, Jeffrey? What does the leaves look like? You say where Mick is, where they're discolouring, going yellow. Have they got like a?
It starts with grey, a grey black spot.
It looks to me like it might be powdery mildew, something like that.
I don't know. I've never had it before, so.
Are you near water? A river, a stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be it.
No, but I've always had good onions, just never like this. So I said, okay. But everybody's got it. About 15, 17 of all the allotments that you speak to have got it. So
if you look at the onion in the bottom of the picture, where it's sort of starting to decay, I would say that is either powdery mildew. That's what I think it is.
Okay, I'll have a spray and see if it works.
Yeah, you want to use a chemical. What is it? It's a chemical called Signum.
I've got powdery mildew spray here. We'll use on like what's it called? Like like on courgettes or pumpkins.
Yeah, something that Yeah,
we use it on that because halfway the season, the leaves get kind of silvery, and then we spray them with that, and it kind of the new leaves come out again. And then I guess I'll have a try with that one because we can't get the kind of chemicals and fertilizers here that you all have over there. So that I know that one works for powdery mildew, so I'll have a go.
But anyway, they'll be good for eating.
Yeah. Yeah, go with me. Okay, so that's the size of them. And it's the first time I've ever had them like make the long neck, the high neck. That's the first time I've had it. So they're doing better than other years. We'll see how they keep going. Okay. That's all the different ones. This one with the green pot means it's grown into the compost I made myself. So that's one behind the other ones. So I don't think there's enough feed in there. See, that's kind of support cage I made. I said this should be good. But then I got thinking if the onion gets too big, the support will kind of pinch in it. So that's no good. Okay, Vic, next one.
Always summer, Jeffrey.
Yeah, but you learn, so I don't mind. Like this one, I put a kind of cane you have for tomatoes and everything. I put it aside next to it with hoops on, so I can leave the leaves up there, straight up. But you see again, if it keeps growing, I have to move the stick, then I'll destroy the leaves. So the stick needs to go at an angle next year if I do it like that again. Yeah, next one. Tomatoes. These are the new variety. I talked about the resistant kind. There's two of them and one of a big sack that I've got. So they're reasonably good tomatoes. They're starting to color up this week, one of them. So, okay, next. See, they're that kind of size. And I've had to use an extra support. I've had to tie the canes to the frame of the polytunnel because they were starting to tip over. Cut away a few leaves so the sun can get them better on one side. Yeah, Mick? Yes, so there's 3 plants and all 3 look kind of the same. Yeah, Mick?
Have you tied your trusses as well? Take the weight on when they get...
No.
Would you?
No, I've done it once, tied up the trusses, but normally they kind of stay good enough not to fall off. But the only was a year I had, was it called Moneymaker or something, and they were just too heavy, the trusses. These seemed to be okay, but the Moneymakers had about 10 tomatoes at one truss, and then I used like nets, fishing net, to hold them up. So I don't like the clips to put on them. The clips kind of, with this lot, the stems are like too big, and the clip grows into the stem, and then they just crack off. So that's why either next year I'll tie them up with a net under them again and support them the way I want, or just reduce them to 1 tomato and see if I can get the really big ones. But I'll see what these do.
Yeah.
As you can see, that's the one that's starting to color up now. It's a bit lighter, the one on the right. It's a bit lighter than the other colors. And yesterday I went down to the plot and the underside is starting to get red. So I'm glad with them.
Do you thin these out at all?
Pardon?
Do you thin them out at all?
No, not even. They're just for eating, they're not for showing, so. We don't have shows here, it's just a new variety I wanted to try. I've got them the same one outside, and outside, you see the littlest tomato in my hand there?
Yeah.
That's the biggest one outside. So the difference inside and outside is a very big difference this year.
We're still getting cold nights here.
Yes, same here. Not enough water.
That's our weather.
Too much sun. Not enough. We either need to start growing more Spanish kind of stuff here, like more seeds from Spain that can tolerate the heat more.
Yeah.
If they have them, or do something because it's getting too hot here. You can't work in the polytunnel from about 10 o'clock in the morning till about 6 in the evening. There's no way you can go in there. And both sides are off, and the wind always comes through. You can feel the draft coming through, but when you walk outside of the polytunnel and you cross the tunnel, if you pass it, you can actually feel like a tube of heat coming out of the polytunnels. But the plants seem to love it, so I don't know. I'll keep it that way, so I'll see what it happens. I'll do another update in about a month or something.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
And there he is. I nicked this one last week. Jeffrey, you'll have to explain this one.
It's kind of an inside joke. Somebody put something on a Facebook page we were on at the carnival. So we all decided to show what we thought of it. In the politest way we could still think of at that time of night. That time of morning anyway.
Real Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions for Jeffrey?
Well done, Jeff.
Neil should be on later on with his spiel.
Oh, good.
I'll ask me if your cabbages are any good. He'll tell you.
Okay.
Cheers, Jeffrey.
Thanks.
Right, this is Craig on our site. This is the produce in his tunnel. He's doing well by still trialing his snake droppings. You can see stuff's doing well. Grapevine. First time he's had grapes on that, because we proved him out proper. But all the stuff out here, and his strobes outside doing well. And he's getting that much crap now. This is the end of his tunnel, obviously outside the allotment, the road way down here. But he's got 3 of these now, full of this manure. And there it is. But it's working, because that's all he's using it as a bedding. Good brew. And taking some more greens off for tea. Thank you, Keith. Boston. Right, Ashwood Nurseries. If you remember, this was yours from the last show. Nick, remember your voucher you had for Ashwoods? And obviously I couldn't get down there, so I'll give you the money for it. So we legged it down there to spend it. And this is looking inside their heated greenhouse. First thing that smacks me in the mouth, cannas. Now getting into them, like Paul said earlier on, you start looking at them more. So we've perving these. $6.99. I thought he'll do me, so I'll come back with him. Canova F1 orange flower. Also bought him back, which is God knows what that says. I'm going to call him Magician. Deciduous. That'll do, but he looks nice. That's what I bought him for. Hot paprika, bought him back on all. And there, I spent my voucher. Right, this lot has dried out now completely. Oh, Colin.
Oh.
Wake up, cock.
Amazon man.
Colin from Tamworth.
I forgot. Oh, you seen our MP on the news?
Now. Oh,
Oh,
is he yours?
yeah.
Was he yours, sorry?
Never. Well, he still is. He's independent, but he's never been any good. Anyway, right. Tomatoes in the greenhouse, not doing as good as I've done previously, and I don't know why. Same method. They're all healthy, but the growth is slow. I don't know how everybody else is getting on with theirs, but there are trusses forming, but they're just lagging behind for some reason. And I can't think why, but there's no disease or anything, but they're just slow to, take off. But, Hopefully they'll catch up when the sun comes out now. But I've got 6 aside. Found a chap that was living up Measham, selling plants out of his back garden on Facebook. And I went up and had a look, and he's got an enormous array. And I bought that. That's a Fatsia
Sponica.
Fatsia japonica spider's web. And that's in, I think it's in a 10-litre bucket. It's a big bucket. They only charged me 12 quid for that. And I thought, blimey, that's a good plant for that. I've never grown it before.
Give it some space.
Give it some space.
I've got the green one, and mine's at least 10 foot tall by about 6 foot wide now.
What, in the ground?
Yeah, it's been in the ground a few years now, about 10 years.
10 foot tall, blimey. I might keep
just prune them, take the leaf off.
Might keep it in a pot.
They do flower in winter.
Do they?
Yeah, eventually.
Do they need any protection at all?
No, mine don't.
No?
Mine's in the ground, but in the pot might be different.
Yeah.
But in the ground.
It's a nice, healthy plant. I'm pleased with it. It looks, it's a lot better than the photograph doesn't do it justice, to be honest. But it's
good for the money.
It's a nice plant for the money, certainly. I got that off him as well. That's I've forgotten what it is now. Where I planted that out in the side border. Somebody will tell me in a minute. I can't. Choice, so that's it. My memory, I'm going senile. I can't remember. But yeah, that's another one that was in the 5-litre pot. Nice, healthy plants. And his prices are brilliant. See what else we got, Mick. Oh, that's a rose at the top of the garden. We bought that a few years ago as a patio rose, and it's 6 foot high. But it's a beautiful, brilliant white colour, and it does well every year. So we just give it a trim and let it do its own thing. But I think there's another view of it. There isn't. That's my attempt at making a fuchsia ring. Marley's de Kaiser, the variety is. It's gorgeous leaf colour. No flowers on it yet. In actual fact, it needs stopping back all these shoots up the top left-hand corner, top right, left, top left-hand corner. They all need trimming, ideally, if you're going to show. But I'm not into showing anymore, so I'll just let it go. And I'm pleased with the colour. It's nice. There's more of my fuchsias in the greenhouse. I've got more. I've got into the habit of losing the blinking plant labels. I hardly know any name of any of them now. I don't know where they go to, I'm sure. And the ones that I've got in are invariably the wrong name, so I'm losing the plot a bit. That's interestingly enough, I don't know if anybody else grows this. This is called, can't remember the proper name, I'll call it 9-bark, and there's various colours. I've got this in my border, and previous years I've just let it grow, and it's got to about 12 foot, and too high. And I read somewhere that if you chop it back to ground level and let it grow, and then every other one you cut back, and then let the other ones grow 6 inches, 8 inches taller, makes a nice bush. And then when these taller ones start to grow, you trim them off, and the ones that you pruned previously come up, so the bush remains compact, but you're getting this nice new fresh growth all through the season. Does anybody else do that with them? No,
I think it's called Philocarpus, I think.
Philocarpus, yeah, nine bark, and there's I've got 2 or 3. There's this colour, copper colour. There's one of bright bronze and a green one, and that they do flower, but essentially I'll grow them for the foliage colours because that when the young growth is quite remarkable colours.
Nice.
And that's after I've pruned it, and you can see the new growth coming up now to take the place of the old growth, if you see what I mean. I'm not sure if you can see that clearly, but there's new green growth. This green growth here in the centre where you are, me, that'll turn this copper bronze colour now the light's got to it.
Oh.
There I am, just taking the just pruning it out. It's just a method of getting nice constant green foliage and keeping the plant a reasonable height, about 2 or 3 foot. There's a nice hydrangea. Once again, I haven't got a clue what it's called, but it's going to be nice when it comes into flower. And my lilies. Lilies are gorgeous now. But can somebody tell me what do you do with a clump of lilies once the flowers are gone in the ground? Anybody?
What with the plants? You mean?
Well, obviously you deadhead them, but do you have to leave the stalks whole?
Yeah, just leave it.
And let them die, so
let them die back. Put the nutrients back into the bulb,
and then when it's died,
exactly the same as a tulip or a daffodil or anything like that.
Mm.
But you leave them in the ground. You just chop them.
Yeah, they'll come back.
Right.
Also, you could try. A friend of mine does it if it's a good lily and he likes the color of it. Instead of taking a scale off when they're dry and putting it in some sand to get new baby bulbs, he bends down he cuts off all the flowers, then puts it flat on the ground, covers it with earth, stakes it in so it doesn't whip up again, and he gets baby cormorants forming along the stem.
Oh right, like layering.
Yeah. Like you do,
right.
with what's it called, blackberries or something.
Yeah. All right, cheers. We'll keep that in mind.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just hoping I've got something coming up in front of them to hide it when they start drying down, because I've got quite a few in my new border, and I thought, well, they look nice now, but once the flowers are gone, they're going to look a bit ragged, but hopefully I'll be able to cover them up with something else. There's some more lilies at the front. That's just a general view of the border. Everything's blooming now. Nice time of year.
Nice.
There's my canners. They're had off Dave. They're growing well. That's my second underplanting. I did put some marigolds in, but I didn't do very well, so I whipped most of the marigolds out, and I've just put some pelargoniums in to give them a nice little bit of ground cover. That's another one. That's another cannon, but I don't know where I got that from. It's not what I had off Dave, because that's a green one, but I can't remember.
That's tropical. There'll either be orange or yellow flower on that.
Right.
It's the same as a Durban, but it's the green version.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm after.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
Oh, blimey.
Baby's off that next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Get round.
I'm going down to Ashwood to go down there.
Message me after.
Okay.
In this structure here in the rose pots, I bought 2 of these. Dead cheap. They're about £9 each. You have to assemble them, and they're plastic they're steel, metal, but plastic covered, and they look quite nice. So, and cheap as chips, made in China, obviously. But they look okay for the price.
Tom.
Where's you ever from?
I don't know. I'll send you a link off Amazon somewhere.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
That's how you get them cheap.
I knew it.
Bloody pearl.
The back of the wagon.
There's some more lilies. Yeah, just coming out now. Oh, that's another. That's blimey. That was a bit of a bargain off Facebook. I don't know if I showed it you before, but it's a nice banana bench that is. It sits well in that corner of my new plot, so we're pleased with that. Got it dead cheap. And there's one of my first dahlias coming. Once again, I don't know the name of them, but the foliage is beautiful and the flower. There's loads more flowers coming on now. You can see 3 buds at the back. But it's I think they're open now because I took this photograph a few days ago, a week or so ago. So there's my 9 bark again after I've pruned it back, and that's, you can see all the nice new growth coming up now. Now that's a tree that I've put it in a pot because it grows 100 foot, but the roots have gone. I noticed the roots have gone right through the hole in the pot, and it's now in the ground, and it's growing about 18 inches a year. So I've got to keep my eye on this. But it's a beautiful colour, and it's in the right place anyway, so it can grow tall.
Acer, isn't it?
Eh?
It's an Acer.
No. It's not an Acer, Nick. It's
It looks really like an Acer.
No, it isn't. It isn't an Acer. It's conifer. If you look at the leaves.
Yeah. Now close up.
Yeah, but that's not an Acer. It does look like an Acer. And in the winter, all that goes, and it looks really. You think, oh, it's dead. And then you look at it closely, and there's all little nodules over all the branches, and that's.
Tell what, from a distance, I'd be a betting man to say that's an Acer, but anyway.
No,
Wow.
I'll sort the name out for next week.
Yeah.
And put a note.
Why don't you chop the top off?
Well, I thought about that there, where at the top of the level, Mick,
Yeah.
if you could chop 2 foot off there, couldn't you?
Yeah, I chop it. Keep going, Mick. There.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right, that's it.
I chop it there in the autumn.
Yeah.
Nah, get a Christmas tree in the winter. Some lights in the fire on the top. Outside.
Oh, I've got to watch out. I've got to think of future generations digging it out, because if it...
Intrusive.
Yeah. So I might do that. There you go. That's Kaplunk. This is... I've got a neighbour that doesn't know anything about gardening, and I think he's been putting some weed killer at the back of his shed, and it's done my what is it now? Can't think. It's a beautiful purple flower in the spring.
Was,
yes. Now it's dead as a dormouse. So I now.
You had a word with him?
No, I won't. It's not worth the upset. Strangely enough, well, I'm saying that, but I'm not sure, because the rose next to it on the rise, that doesn't seem to be affected, and there's nothing else effective. Although the ground, the other side of the fence, between the fence and the shed, is absolutely bare. So I suspect he's put something down. What's it called? Cyanosis. It was beautiful cyanosis tree. Last year it was a massive blue. This year, kaput. So I've got to Well, I've got to get somebody to come round and dig the roots up for me because I won't be able to do that now. So, and I'll plant something else there and see if it goes. I'll plant something small for the moment and see whether the soil's any good. There's the alliums that I bought those last year, 6 bulbs. After seeing Nigel at the show, he'd bought some. They're the big ones, Nigel, great big football size things, and they've done that.
Called Ambassador, are they?
I think they are. Yes, they're the last to flower apparently, and they're enormous, and they do very well. Hopefully they'll multiply for next year. This is the first. I planted them last autumn, and I've got 6. There's 2 there, 2 in the middle, and 2 to the right. But they come up, and that must be 8 inches diameter, enormous things. Yeah, and there's that white rose again, my patio rose, massive white flowers. Not a good photo. Some more roses, gorgeous, really healthy this year for some reason. I don't know why. I normally get some black spot, but I have sprayed with rose clear early on, so that must be working. Go on, Mick. There's some a bench that we can't get down to sit on, so I've used it to raise up and put me fuchsias on. Now you see, this is why you see these lovely fuchsias now in the pot full of flower. If I was into showing, right, that they'd advise that you took all these flowers off and stocked them so that you just shaping the plant with a view to getting the plant in good condition for the end of August, where the end of August it would be like that or much bigger. And then they take them to the show and win prize and whatever, and then in the car park after the show, I've seen it on video, they'll literally get some clippers and cut everything off so they don't enjoy the plant. I'd much prefer to grow them like that. See the flowers now. These flowers will last till the autumn. So I just, I can't see the point of going to all the effort to produce a magnificent plant that you're going to enjoy for no more than a week. That's just my opinion. So
they're like competitions now, they're like competing.
Oh, well, yeah. But the lengths they go and the amount of faffing about, it's not for me, I'm afraid. Good luck to them. I just prefer to enjoy them now. That's another general view of one of the borders. Oh no, that's all my pots, that is. All these stuff down on the left. Where am I? All those stuff are in pots. Oh yeah, you see those pelargoniums there on the left next to the hose pipe, Mick?
Oh.
There's 2 trays there, and this chap from Measham is selling those, a tray of 18, they're called Bullseye. A tray of 18 for £10. So I had a couple of trays off him, and I've been planting out today actually. But I thought that, about 50 pence each, and they're good plants. They're sort of 6 inches high. Good. That's my hostas in the front. All those on the right under this bush. Those are in pots there. Virtually everything you see except for the big green rosemary there. There's a wall goes along there, and to the right of that wall, everything there is in pots. So that takes a bit of watering, but it's nice. The baskets are booming. Next one, Mick. Coleus. there's my Colliers. Is Keith on? Yeah.
Ain't seen him come on.
All right. That's a tub of mixed Colliers. Some are doing better than the others, but they'll pick up. And
Colin, do you pinch out the tops on your coleus? Because I grow them as well.
Well, yes, I need to pinch these out. I'm just looking at it now. If I go out,
Looks like they're going to seed, don't they?
The ones on the right are, but the ones up in the middle, the green ones, I need to pinch those out, I think, to bush them out, yeah?
Yeah.
But I'll take these flowers off. These are flowering on the right and on the bottom.
Did you start them from seed?
Yes, yeah. Some of them from seed and some of them from cuttings. I can't remember which. But I bought some seed from a chap in, he's on YouTube, chap in America. And
Hey, what? If you go to Nick Pengelly, who owns Just Seed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know Nick quite well. He's got some new varieties of coleus on there. He sent me some seed back in, I don't know, December, January time. Have a look on his site. They're fairly cheap and some nice new varieties.
Just Seed, Nick Pengelly. I'll make it out, Nick. I'll have a look at that. Cheers, mate.
No worries.
Next one, mate. Is that it?
Oh.
All done. No, I've got another one coming up, I'm sure, because I wanted to show you my garden feature.
Can't you see him?
What?
The next slide.
No, I'm stuck on the
Coleus.
Stuck on the Coleus. That's it. There. How about that?
Cool. That's hard work.
How did you push that, Colin?
I don't, mate. My mate put it. It hasn't moved since he put it in. It's just going to be an ornament. I'm not going to use it at all.
Nice little one.
I've got one of them, Colin.
Have you?
Yeah. Not as tidy and clean as that, but I have got one.
Yeah. But they're enormous, and it's I don't know, heaven knows how they used to push them up and down.
He used to be a lot fitter than us. That's what it was.
Yeah. But I'm gonna, when I get round to it, I'm gonna spray all the handle and stuff, and spray the sides green, and just put it in the corner as an ornament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends if you want a nice lawn or not.
Well, there now. I'll give up on my lawn this year. There's some nice. I'm not doing very well with my veg, but these collies are nice. They're a lot bigger than that now. I'll cut one for the next door neighbour at lunchtime, and the variety is called Boris. And I've got about 12 of them. They're all hearting up now. They're beautiful. Next one, Mick. All under. There's me spuds. All in 30-litre tubs now. They are. I'm following Nige on that. Various varieties. But I moved them a bit closer to the house so I can get the hose pipe on them. But there's 18 tubs there. I hope the bottom is as good as the foliage at the top. I haven't tried them yet.
What varieties are they, Colin?
Oh, blimey. Well, Desiree, Rockets, Sarpomira, Charlotte, and I can't remember the other two, but I have got those four. But yeah, they're nice, healthy top foliage. I'm just hoping that the bottoms are as good.
They're in flower, I take it.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
Some of them are. But look, you can see there's.
Yeah.
It's quite healthy, and I put a load of horse muck in the bottom.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But I did exactly the same as Nigel. I'm following him, so if they foul Nigel, I shall come.
If the foul, you've had bad tubers.
Oh, nice. there's me carrots progressing, and they're doing well. The
They
foliage,
look nice.
yeah, all in all under environment. What is it? Sweet candle, they are. And they're about. I planted. There you go. I've just scraped one away, and they're going quite well.
I'm growing a variety this year, Colin, called Samurai.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's called Samurai. It's a quite a long carrot, just growing in the polytunnel, and that has gone mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Samurai it's called.
Have you pulled one yet?
Yeah, it's about the same size as your quick candle.
All right.
There.
Yeah.
And they've gone mad.
Yeah.
They're quite expensive. When I say expensive, they're a premium. They're an F1 seed. But I put them in the. I'll take some pictures for Mick and put them up. But yeah, mental. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've grown this carrot. I forgot the name.
Sweet candle.
Sweet candle for the past 5 or 6 years.
Well, it's an exhibition carrot.
Yeah, but you get really large carrots, and they are, they're so nice. There's a clue in the name, Sweet Candle. They're beautiful, and they seem to last in the ground for ages. They can get enormous if you leave them.
I've left them in my polytunnel 2 years ago. I left them in there to January, February.
Yeah, and they're still edible, aren't they?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. But when you lift a big one, have you ever lifted a really big one and then turn around, all of a sudden it's gone crack, and you think, have you had one crack on you?
No.
No?
I don't have I only grow them for eating anyway. A lot of people grow them for competition, but I can't be bothered with the competition side of it. But they are a beautiful carrot. I think the younger you pick them, the better they are.
Yeah. There's a distance view.
Yeah.
Nice healthy stuff.
Looks excellent.
Yeah. That's next door's tree overhanging my garden.
Oh dear.
I say possession is 9/10 of the law, so
Yeah, pick them.
Graham,
There was,
made by the shed.
he's got it's literally, there's millions of cherries on the tree this year.
Cool.
Last year he had 2 years ago he had an abundant crop. Last year the tree had a bit of a rest, but it's come back with a bang. And they are, even though they're not quite ripe yet, but they're almost ready for jam making, because it's best to take them when just before they're ripe. But these are still sweet. I tried a couple today, so I should be making some jam shortly. There you go. That doesn't do them justice. You can see the great big bunches inside up the top. You need a ladder to get up. But look at that one there on the left, where your hand is. No, that's mine. On the left.
You did.
So the bits are. There's me.
Great.
Those are my vines that I was talking about last week. Right, and you can see down halfway up, Mick. You can see where I've let it go into two. That's the left one, and then there's the right one there where you are. There. Now come back. Up. That's the left one, and then just up there between the two big leaves. That's it. There. Come down. That's the right hand runner, and I'll let them go, and I'm training them into the top of the chicken shed. And then if I took, there you go, reach the top of the chicken shed now, and then I should train it right along inside. So we'll see how we get on with them.
You're supporting that vine, ain't you?
Not at the moment. Well, I've supported it up to the roof. I'm going to put some runners through these wooden beams so that they can twine around, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That growth there is only about a foot up into the roof, so I need to do it this week. and then they'll grow along, hopefully. Give them somewhere to go. That's the alley on the other side. Yeah.
Nice colour, isn't it?
Oh, they're beautiful. Bulbs are quite expensive. I think they're about £5, £4.50, something like that.
Yeah, I've
But,
got them already, Colin. Use it.
Hey?
Yeah, I've got it. Flaunted.
Oh, well, they're good value plants, and they'll keep coming up year after year after year, and you only have to buy them once. And you know, for a show like that, they're I don't begrudge the money as long as they work like, you know. But if they didn't grow, I'd be. Oh, there's the noise. That's the sunflower that facing directly north. Refuses to turn its head.
You've upset him somewhere along the way.
You know, every time I look at it, I laugh. It's facing, couldn't face more north if it tried. And that's another one. That's the middle one. That's not as big as the one north facing, but it's working. Will these get bigger and bigger? These heads?
Yeah, I mean, on mine, I've had them up to like 20 inches across.
Bloody hell. The rain's knocked the leaves about a little bit this week, I noticed today.
Oh.
Top leaves, we had a bit of a heavy shower, but hopefully it'll survive. And the one on the left, I don't think I took a photo. That's hardly flowered yet. It has got a flower, but it's a lot later than the other two. There's two more. What are these called? Had these off this chap at Measham.
And the cordyline.
Cordyline, £4 each. Not including the pots. The plants, £4 each. So I potted them up, and I've got to find a place to put them. I think they'll look quite nice somewhere. Some more lilies. That's it. There we go.
Thank you, Colin.
Cheers.
Austin.
Any questions for
Colin?
No questions for you, kid.
No.
You must have
Cheers,
covered
Colin.
everything.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Coleman. Right.
I'll never win, I don't. I'll never win.
I didn't register till 10 minutes before the
I'll never win.
Oh, man. Nigel. No, Catherine.
Catherine Williams.
What is some book again?
Again, Paul.
I don't know how he does it.
Shropshire girl.
Right, this is our committee meeting last week. As you'll see, there's only 4 of us. So it's going to be extra work this year, but we will keep going. Sorting out the speaker for, amongst other things, the next Thursday, and it is a talk on the Falklands history. I know it's got nothing to do with gardening, but it's only me who bothers to get the talk, so if they don't like it, they'll come. Scott, your Dahlia. This is the Pooh P008.
And they're lovely.
Yeah, this is my first Dahlia cutting ever. 3 out of 4 took. The spare went to our bringing boy, to our garden club. But
Fantastic.
first one to open.
Oh,
Boston.
I'm quite relieved it's the right one. I was worried that I'd got the tubers mixed up or something, and you were going to get a different one.
You've got a nice bunch of shoots coming to follow. You're going to have quite a few there.
Yeah, but I need them for our show. I think I've got it on the calendar when to stop them.
Oh, right.
But chuffed with them.
I deadhead all year round, and they just flower all year round. You know, up till September.
Yeah, good.
Beautiful.
But with the foliage, obviously there was coming out a bit. So as you can see there, got a good eyesight, the green twine. So I'm keeping them in. But there's still stuff under here which ain't getting sunlight, rain or anything. So I'm taking all this overhang off, which I have done there. So all these lot now then have got a bit of sunlight and rain when it rains. Still looking after these chaps, obviously. And that's the one on the other side. He's got the buds on there, but he ain't flower. He should flower by next week. I'm doing the same as him. Just tied him up and took all of it. Yes.
On your pinks in your left-hand border, are they? Do they come up every year, or have you put them in each year?
Every year.
Yeah. You take cuttings as well?
I've never took cuttings.
No, right.
Suppose you could, No. Might be an idea.
Look nice and healthy.
Brain. But the scent off them, because there's about 6 of these which have been there young. So there's 2 down the side as well.
Yeah.
But the scent off them, if we get like a light drizzle, because most of the stuff in here is scented, and most of the flowers now, that's what I'm looking for, scented flowers. But I might job them end of the season.
Oh.
Right, these 2 down here, this is the bottom raised bed as we come out of our patio doors on the back, obviously. Oleander, is it oleander or oleander, whatever it is. But he's been in a few years. There's one, there's that one there. There's one at the top of the garden on the right. And we did have flowers on them the first year. And then all of a sudden, the leaves started going rusty and whatever. And the disease got on them. It was like a black fungi. That was last year. I stripped all them off, but that done nothing. So he's coming out. And that one coming out. That's like the one from the Spud family, Data family, where he throws a yellow flower with a purple in her.
Solanum.
Yeah, he's doing nothing. So he's coming out at all. So there's a first one, he come out easy enough. Now I've got a job in. I thought because of the thickness of him, I thought I'm going to have to dig really down to get him out. But I got him out with a bloody handful. So he was doing very well anyway. So them 2 I bought from Ashwoods. That's where these 2 are going. So I've got a bit of pink there. As you know, this one's pink, so this one is going this side. And that red's going in the middle to break them up. Got a bit of muck and my mixture of me ingredients, good ingredients. These plants, both of them, there was that pot bound, couldn't get them out of the pot. They were stuck to the pot as well as wrapped around the bottom. I had to cut through the pot itself and open that up. That was on the other pot which come out easily, so I used him as a mould. Some muck in the bottom. Open the roots up on the bottom as much as I could. Put a bit of mark in the hole. That's them 2 planted out. And we'll do a bit more later on. They had a good watering because they forecast rain. Did we get any rain? Yes. Neil, I hope you're on. Neil, speak to me.
Yeah, you're not on.
Hey. He had trouble last week. He got bloody trouble this week and all. I sent him the link, he'd got it. Because I originally got 2 emails. Basically, them is pot leeks, which are doing well in the greenhouse. They must be spared because I'm all planted out by now. This is where to assist them. Neil. Got a bloody job in again next week. We've had him on here before now, talking. So God knows what's happened. Carl Rabbi. Obviously, this is all his big stuff. Is that Swede? It's like Swede and beetroot. He'll be cussing. Cool down. Beetroot. Cabbage. Them are looking well. And his red cabbage. He's got to do well with him. Keep his world record. I bet since these photos I took, don't forget he took these photos 3 weeks ago. I tried to get them on last time. Parsnips. It's got to be his every parsnips. These are every carrots. Is that a beetroot leaf and all? Not sure. And he loves his dahlias as well. I know he shows, we used to show a few down Malvern. And the kiddie missed a show. I don't know whether the kiddie show's on this year. Not sure. What want some in our show and all. But I know Neil and Chris like the dahlias. Besides the heavy veg. And obviously there's his I should say his normal pot leaves, show pot leaves, and there's his heavies. Bit of bloody meat on them, good width on the flags. That's where you get your weight from. That's why I won with my big Cal Cabby years ago. Comparing my league to everybody else's, they got more of a branch on the bottom. Where all my weight was on the thickness of the flags, was the width on them and the thickness. That's where I got my weight. That's where I beat the buggers. And looks as though he's doing it there as well with that strain, whatever that is. Neil, I was going to say you're a good looking bugger still, but yeah, are you? So how are you going to say it? Right, job him next week if we can. With fresh photos, obviously. I'd like to do just do a trial with him. Just me and him on a Zoom. It's the best way to do it. Right, just lately last week or so, or since the last Zoom, we're still getting winds and bloody gales. And the dahlias, I don't know how I'm still standing. There's like that many canes up and tied up. See that one there, that's been blown off. But I've tied up these again, all of them. I even put him up.
Need a bigger fence, Mick.
Really need some
bigger fence.
But I've tied him up because I want him. He smashed all the others. I need him for seed. So I've just helped him up. Because they ain't snapped it. So there's nourishment still going through. The sap's still going through feeding. And now they have started, obviously that one's finished. Getting close there. You can see where the seed pods are come. Where the last of the leaves. Flower leaves are dying off. I got the seed pods. So with that one, I've marked him up. And I've hung him up in the greenhouse. Luckily I've got air movement in here. And I've got the room before my gladdies start coming up. By then these should be dry. So that's my first one along. It's another 5 varieties.
You need
right, that's dried out completely now, my coir.
Mick, you need
Yes.
to put a bag over those seeds to as if they're ripe, and won't they just fall out?
Oh, they'll be off before they get to that.
Right.
Yeah, I know you're on about. Right, pickled beetroot. I need to do some of that and all. Shut this door. The hound coming earlier on has flaked out on the bed. kids. Right, beetroot, this is getting this ready for the show. Now, this is a method I ain't seen before, but obviously I'm going to give it a go. So I've got all my ingredients, except me juniper berries, bruised. I'm going to buy none of them just for me. So beetroot, chop them, wash them. Now their method, instead of boiling them, which I've always done, for a few hours till, and then I've let them go cool overnight, and it's always worked well. I usually come in the places with them, first, second or third. But with this method, I thought, well, yeah, something different, but I'll give it a go. If somebody's put it on there, and it's had quite a few hits, meaning it's got to work. And basically, you're baking them. So I've cleaned him off, and he's going straight into tin foil. And basically, you seal them as normal, and you put them in the oven. I think mine was 190, fan heated, a couple of hours. Take them out, good cool. Get me peppercorns ready. I just smashed that off to get the bloody peppercorns in. Vinegar, bit of salt in the bottom. Right, skinning these down. With my method I used to use, boiling them, let them go cold, the skins come off easy as hell. With these ones, as you can see there, you don't get a clip. That was nice and clean. That won't come off. But this one didn't for some reason. That's no good for showing, so I ate him. Then I told the others, play me up, I'm going to eat you and all. And I ate that many. I'd only got enough to go in the jar. As we've done there, just got away with it. Put my vinegar in with peppercorns and all that crap. Now I've got my beetroot. Pickled, spiced. So he's ready for the show. There he is, another jar. And a few more preserves will go in later on. Fruit, whatever got going. Right, this one photo I've took because of that little chap there. So if we get a little close-up of him. He's slightly blurred, but I've never seen one like that before. If anybody knows they're butterflies.
It's a burnet moth, Mick.
He's a smart ass, isn't he, eh? Andy, can you give us a talk on these?
Oh.
Do they lay little chaps? But I've never seen the chopper flower. Are they, got a little face on, are they? Quite a few got faces on to scare mates. Are they rare, popular, Andy, or?
Well, they're quite common, Mick.
Are they?
It all depends on the location, doesn't it?
Probably getting a common then.
I don't think I've ever seen one like that.
Really?
Yeah.
We pay our rates down here and all.
Yeah. Posh. Posh.
And there's Scott's dad, he was that good. I'll put another photo on. I'm chuffed with him. Right, my camera I bought up from Ashwoods. He's throwing a new spurt. I've got to pot him on. This was more of a variegated leaf than because there's some leaves up there and they're just plain green. I like a bit of variegated leaf as well. But there was a lot of crap on when there was over spraying. So I'll clean the leaves off. Get him out, I'm going to open these roots up a bit, help him out for potting him on. So I did Google, asked what soil do they like. They're like a rich water retentive, well drained soils, high in organic matter. That'll do me. Organic matter. Here's my leaf mould. Luckily I've opened the bag up a couple of weeks ago. That plus my compost. Take all my worms out. Mix it all up. Beautiful. good sized pot. Next one up. Once my fruit trees are out and the pots them are in, the proper pots, then my canners are going in them. But until then, I'm going to have to use these pots. So I'll get the level right and then infill outside of him with my good broom. Open these roots up I've just mentioned. I try and take your time, you don't any snap any off. They're still going to grow, but they grow better if you leave all on. But I don't want them growing round, just tease them out like those things that are popped out. And just bung him in upright. Bung the label in. Give him good watering, but before that I want to give him a top dressing. Now if you remember, most of my stuffs, it's gone outside this in pots, top dressed with the rabbit muck or other muck, meaning most of the mucks have got straw in, so that keeps the moisture and the warmth in, because we're still getting cold nights. So what I'm going to do with this one, I've just picked these nuggets up off this raised bed. These have been on a few years. Yes, Jeffrey?
Can you see the silver on the onions you have? Like the silver streaks on them?
Yeah.
That's how it started with me, with the onions. So I don't know if you know what it is, but...
Nah. This is only the old leaves that are dying off.
No. The one where your hand is, the one on the right.
The one
on the right of your hand.
Oh, this one?
No,
One,
left.
one back.
Left.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
If you go further down, it's like a silvery thing.
Oh, that's thrip.
Ah.
That's thrip on there. I couldn't get rid of
maybe
it.
it was trip.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's more kind of how the onion started in me, going back.
Oh.
I'll spray for thrip then next year. Thanks, Mick. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, you're alright, mate. So all I've done is pick up 4 or 5 nuggets, and all I'm going to do now is rub them out by hand, well, by 2 hands, rubbing them together, meaning, because it's dried manure, but it is now a top dressing instead of using straw, because as soon as these go outside with a straw, the grandchild nicks it. So with this lot, I shouldn't nick it, because of course it is. I don't know what it is, but it's still going to have the same effect, meaning stop it drying out so quick, keep the moisture in there. So another new trial. So I'll give him a waiter, greenhouse temperature rainwater, and there's the leaves. I'll clean them off. That's just showing the variegated. That's why I like this one, Durban, off Dave and Sue. The variegated leaves on there, beautiful, love them. And I ain't seen a leaf to better it since. But I like this chop and all. Obviously they start off green. Indoor trailers, them are bought out at least once a week now to have a good soaking, until they do start coming out the bottom. Bananas, keep cutting them, ready for feeding the house plants. Paul, that's what one of yours look like now.
Coming out soon.
There's the other chap. He's just about to throw a flower on the top. Nice plants. Right. Composted again, or I've got loads of green waste, meaning I need some brown waste, carbon to mix with it. So I've chopped all these up, but it is too green. I've got my egg boxes, which I cut up while watching a film or something on the box. There's me alfalfa pellets, eggshells, stuff like that. I'm also throwing in a fistful of the coir. And all my other ingredients, which are worm casts, leaf mold, coffee grounds, rock dust, chopped, shredded, dried seaweed, you know, my normal gum. And that's straw, which I've rubbed out again, cut up. So all my mixtures are going in. There's some of that coir, which I've added. That one is topsoil, which I had from Wilkes. There's also soil which I took out and then when I planted them to new flowers on the bottom, put them in the old bigger. And that's the dried shredded goat's muck. I rub that out by hand as well, get them small particles. And that's my alpaca muck, which is always a good one to bung in. And my old books, I had a few more of them today, then we'll be on next week's. But the older the book, the better, because that paper is breaking away down already. Don't know glue on, keep it away. Don't want to give me worms cut egg. My tea bags, empty the bags out. Tea leaves, spent coffee grounds, good activation for the compost, natural product. So all my brown and my carbon is now going into that bag of green waste. And that's what it's like going in. Beautiful stuff. And now my compost is getting back to what it used to be down the plot, meaning I'm opening the carpets and I've got my worms in between them as well. And 2 days before I put a load of green manure on here, but you can see the worms on top. Took a better photo this afternoon. So that lot gets emptied in, leveled out, and then weighted. What he's having is weekly, fortnightly feed a liquid fish. So he's having a rest from the liquid manure. Good watering and the 2 carpet lids as well. Keep them nice and moist. Lid on. But it's worked good in the sense that because the sun comes this side and goes down there, meaning that's got the sun for at least 6 hours on the afternoon. I thought it'd get too hot, but it's working that he's doing well. Right, British Gladiator Society, that's starting the online shows again. As previously mentioned, we'll be running 3 online shows this year. Hopefully our previous exhibitors will take part once again, which is a few of you. And new growers will also wish to exhibit. Schedule of classes and the rules for exhibits are below. So if you want to have a nose on the British Gladiator Society. But I ain't been on for a week, so I shall have a look at this. But that, if it hasn't, this might have been for last week actually, so that was up closed Friday. So it might be on tonight, the first show. But at least that's going up again. If you don't show your Gladies, just exhibit them on the online show. Anybody can bung them on, and you'll learn from it as well. Oh, it was just Thursday or Friday. It was Friday. It looks a nice day. We could have gone away with it Thursday. My sister and Mrs. ride tomorrow. I'll get up early, take the hound for an earlier walk than normal, and we'll leg it down Breen for the day. Because a grandchild hasn't been to the beach before, seen the sea. We could do with some seaweed, and we stopped halfway down for the piddle for me and the hound, and pulled at the when we passed this services. I thought I'd never noticed this before. Anyway, we pulled in, and obviously we just parked up here, and all this over the back is a walking area or it's a picnic area or a dog walking area. It's proper dog friendly. A few places I've noticed since the COVID, people getting pets and whatever, especially dogs. Even pubs now, I'm getting more dog friendly, i.e. to get the custom in. But this place, beautiful. and that's taking the dog up here. And they've got proper trials for dogs, and you can go walk for bloody miles. And looking behind, that's where we park the car, and that is the only thing that's here. There's no shops, anything. All it is one building inside of a hill. It is weird. And there it is.
That's the new services, ain't Mick?
Ah, it's
Brand new.
brilliant.
Couple of years, I think that's
David,
better. Yeah.
These little shelters, you can either sit in there and have a picnic, or there's grounds you can sit on. It is brilliant.
Is that Gloucester, Mick?
Yeah,
Yeah. You
Gloucester.
need a mortgage to buy something in there.
Sorry?
You need another mortgage to buy something in there.
I know, it's bloody nice though. They've got showers and everything. You can live there. Well, you might get locked in. But I googled it. We're a family-owned motorway services business that celebrates the people and produce of Gloucestershire. Opened in 2014, unique partnership with Gloucestershire. We work with more than 130 producers within 30 miles. Make our own food as you would make it at home. But very impressed. And it was a free pedal, which is always good. Me and the dog. Right, Breen is one of the nearest beaches to Oslot in the Midlands. Weston-super-Mare, which we passed. But Breen, I googled, and it is dog-friendly beach all year round. That's why we legged it there. And this is right at the end. The next stop up here is Burnham. But we legged it down here because then we got like toilets and a cafe. But Boston Day, blue skies. And it was brilliant. So first thing we got there for dinner. So 2 Cornish pasties, as you do. Cup of coffee. Yes, sir. Would you like a latte or what's the following book?
Mocha. Mocha, was it?
Latte and what's the, not cappuccino. Americano.
Yeah.
Said you Americano. Says, right, you know when you finish work and you go home and you have a cup of coffee, it says, yeah, I want one of them English coffee. It says, oh, we ain't got none. We've only got this. Right, geez, all I want is a cup of bloody coffee. So next time we're going out, we're taking a flask of normal coffee. Anyway, the pasty was superb. Ordered me for £4.50. Anyway, Boston Day, so we had a bit of dinner. And when we pulled up, because it's one of the nearest beaches to Oslot in the Midlands, there's 2 coaches outside. I thought, Gordon Bennett. Well, I could hear them anyway. 2 coaches from the Midlands, full of bloody black country, little horrors, but small print. What was they doing? Picking all the bloody seaweed. It was where they did the sandcastles and they got a trench, a moat. I was filling the moat with seaweed. It's abuse of seaweed. So I took the hound for a walk. This is past the kids, obviously, and walking uphill. So once I filled a bag, we come back down this road. But there was hordes on it. Once we got past them, and we was legging it that way, then obviously let her off the lead. And I loved it. Let's see if this works. Took a bit of take off. I've lost my volume. Right, looking over inland, it was very cloudy, but for us, blue skies. And I was confused because of the dig, and I never shouted at her. But I was digging for crabs, and I bloody found them, and all live ones, only little chaps. Because I couldn't do it, because I'm only using one hand. Couldn't get a photo on it. Then I found this little chap here. What the hell was that? And in the end, so I went back and had another perv at it. And I don't like to say it, but it looks like a bloody dog.
Does do it?
Yeah.
Washed up on the sea. Good.
But I know there's locals in other places we've been, and seagulls, because they know dogs will bloody chase them. If I'm in the shallows, seagulls will land in front of them out, so the dogs chase them, and then they'll move out again. And they'll keep doing that, taking them out to sea.
Until they're drowned.
Yeah. And
God,
there's a
man.
pig.
Get a shotgun.
Oh.
Shoot the buggers.
And this seaweed, which was in the alcoves, I thought, well, that's what I do. I thought that'd be nice and dry, but it wore. It was only the top that was dried out. But I managed to get 1.5 bags in the end. And I loves a stick and all. But I had a bloody field day. Loved it. First time on the beach. Trouble with Breen, the bloody tide's always out. I think it's a 7 mile beach. I think it's the second longest beach in Europe. I'll Google that and all to get you some info. But it is a Boston beach, and this is full of Midlanders. It's quite a few people, because I put this photo on that was down there that day. There's quite a few down there for a week or a weekend or whatever. But we got away with it, rain-wise. This cup is made from plants, as long as they're not bloody poisonous plants. I did look on it for more info, but couldn't get none. Dog ice cream, same price as up here, £2 a tub, which is good. They could have bloody fleeced us. Then the kids left, and it was peaceful. So I got some more seaweed. And there's a hound lying on a towel in the sun. No, bloody knackered. This is in the cafe itself. Just gone in this end. You should pay for your stuff up here, work down here, and then collect it. And coming back, I looked at that door stop there. That door's on the hinges. I thought I recognised that. And it's a monkey's fist. We used to use them in the mob. I used to make them. Being a seaman gunner, used to do all my whippings. All my knots and whatever. And we used to use these for a weight on the end of the evening line. Being able to throw an evening line, this is from on ship to shore, like dockers on the side of the jetty. They'd catch one in, and then you'd tie the oars up and they'd put it over that way. But I was one of the best evening lines throwers on board. Let's move on. And that was a photo of a Yankee Navy, obviously. And that's one of the methods of throwing it over. But it does go a good distance because of that weight on it. And that's just cutting open a heavy monkey's fist, and that's why it works, because that's a lead weight. I don't know how they get away with it now, health and safety wise. Probably why they wear helmets.
Can you still remember how to make them, Mick?
Sorry?
Can you still remember how to make them?
Yeah, still do them all.
You ought to do a demo one. I'd like to see how to make that.
Yeah, I'm getting excited, are you? Right, my seaweed that I got on. Because you got nothing out for tea on the morning out of the freezer. So we went down 5 ways to Joe's Chippy. Nice big fish each. Cola chips between us. And I've got to have a bit of gravy, but it was curry sauce. Because it's not a salad. That went down well. Right, this lot, because I've got all my slots up now, large pickling, whatever, and my 8-ounce onions once they were up. So this lot I've got spare ground, perfect timing. Put my seaweed in. So that's where that's doing. And all that rain we've had, I've still got my lid on the top of this. So that's keeping clear of that lot as well. Don't forget now the salts to get on the seaweed are good salts. So you don't need washing off. And after an hour, I turned it. This is the bag which I got the seaweed in. So I'm going to use that in my composting greens as well. Just a handful each time, just in case there's too much soaks in the sun. Right, Andy put this on, so I nicked it. Just been down to the gym and there's a new machine. I only used it 30 minutes as I started to feel sick. It's good though, it does everything. Kit Kats, Mars bars, Snickers, Twix. And I call him it
Weeks.
Right, that'll be me 2 weeks time. 2 weeks today are Black Country Living Museum. I'm doing a tour on the next Saturday, that is. Black Country Living Museum. Wartime Kitchen and Gardens. I'm doing the morning tour. I've got all my clobber. Big diviners out. Got a little neckerchief. Collarless shirt and a waistcoat. Bit of string to hold my trolleys up. And this one, that soil talk I went to in Starbridge a couple of weeks ago. I've been clobbered to talk here as well. I think there's about 12 giving me little talks. But if they're all eco warriors, then I ain't going to give up. But I'm going to give my spiel. I've got a chance of flogging my compost book. But if they are all eco warriors and stick themselves to tarmac and everything, then that's what we'll get. See how that goes. Right, next week's sesh. Think it's a few photos, Nick, of your stuff. So I did this one yesterday, the Ambry show. The only disappointment was the bloody weather. Pain in the ass, but that's potluck whenever you go. So I'll be covering that next week. A few photos on that one. And why I love these chaps. Does anybody recognise him? I'll tell you who he was next week. Plus this afternoon, that last lot I put in. So that has been 3 days. And that's how much worms after lifting the second carpet I got on top. Because I took some compost out there this morning to put something else on. And I was just throwing the worm out of that back into here. And that's how quick that compost has broken down. So ideal conditions. This is what I want. And that's it, troops. Hope you have enjoyed that, learned something. Third time looking next week. We'll get Neil on.
Cheers, mate. Always good.
Good man.
Always learn something.
Cheers, Scott, man.
Cheers,
I'll
mate.
do a Zoom with Neil. I'll just do it with me and him just to make sure we are on. Keith, you am on. Did you miss Colin's Colliers?
How you doing? All right.
Yes, mate.
Yeah, sorry, what did you say?
What it was on earlier on, Colin, Amazon Colin. And he was showing you his Colliers. Did he mention you?
Yeah, mine are going quite well at the moment, so I'm quite pleased. They're growing well, keep pinching them out, so looking forward. I should get a couple of decent ones end of the year, get them into Malvern.
Oh, bro.
Can you give us a before?
Colin likes exhibiting.
Can you give us a before and after next week, please? From one of your colliers before you.
Sorry, Colin.
Say that again, Colin.
Can you give us a before and after?
Yeah, can do.
Can you give us
Yeah,
a
can
before
do.
and after?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Scott built his brick wall.
Yes, I am doing exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. A before and after of stopping a colliers.
Yeah, I can talk something about it. Won't be next week, mate. got family down for the weekend. Be week after.
Do you get that, Colin?
Yeah, just as long as you take your photographs and then send them when you can and come on. Be
Oh,
interesting to see how it's done properly.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well,
Yeah, no problem.
right. Cheers. I look forward to that.
Mick, with
Off
with
to
that
Hampton
moth
Court
that you
Flower Show
showed-
tomorrow.
Sorry?
Going
Go
to
on,
Hampton
Keith.
Court Flower Show tomorrow.
No.
I am.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And go and have a look. See what it's like.
Oh, get some photos.
Yeah, no problem. I will do.
Take some good walking shoes, Keith. It's huge.
It is, yeah. I've been there a few years, yeah. It's a bit bigger than people think.
Yeah.
You should see Jerry down there, our fruit man.
Yeah, he could be around, yeah. I'll look out for him. Be a few people down there.
Oh,
First day tomorrow. It's always good to get in early.
is that London? Hampton Court?
Yeah, it's near Richmond, Twickenham, Kingston way.
Oh, it's a posh area, right?
Oh, very expensive, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
Henry,
Colin, you've had it.
There's a big maze there as well.
Yeah, in the Hampton Court, yeah. The palace
Henry,
as well.
Henry VIII territory, was it years ago?
Oh, that sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
You won't get a normal coffee there. The Americanos are all over the place.
Oh, yeah, it's not normal, mate. It's not cheap either.
Chicken sucking.
All right, no problem. I'll sort something out, but I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, cheers, Keith, mate.
Cheers, buddy. See you, mate. Bye-bye.
All right, mate.
See